you think some people are born wicked?
No.
No, not really.
No.
Is it?
No.
I don't
I
think
think
so.
you're mostly a product.
That's nurture.
Yeah, nurture rather than nature.
Not at all. I hate when people say things like that. It's just so crazy, fam. Like I just think people are very, very afraid of taking responsibility. People like to sing when they're winning. They hate the fact that they could have played a part in something being negative. My parents are the same. I see the way they are with my siblings, my brothers and sisters. I don't know how we got like that. Well, you must have played some part. You have to have done something from him being like this. He spent a lot of fucking time in your house for a long period of time. You was a huge influence on him.
Maybe it was the village.
And I totally agree with that. And sometimes the village is only as big as your household. That's the reason why, realistically, you have so much people in my kid's life. Because I don't want my kids to ever think I am solely right. I'd like to come to the house and Chucky talks to them and they're like, you know what? I agree with Chucky instead of that this time. And I'm going, you know what? Yeah, Chucky is right. Well done, kids. Do what Chucky says. For the simple fact that I can't raise my kid. I don't know everything. But I know a lot of my friends like yourself, like Dan, like Callum, even though he's racist, that I respect. And I know that you're going to have a bit of knowledge to drop on my youths as well. I'm joking, Callum. Do you know what I mean, though, Chucks?
Yeah, I hear you still.
It's mental, man. I don't know. I give up
bro,
life, man.
I don't know, bro.
What a distracted life we have, man.
We can bounce. I was gonna talk about the Brit Awards, but I don't think it's this even. I don't even think we should. After a conversation like this, I don't think we should. Do you know what? Actually, is this a conversation for today?
Just try it. There's no rules, you know.
Do you think music plays a part in this thing?
Everything plays a part.
Yeah, everything does.
Yeah, okay, no, but
It's
You know what?
it
You're
can't
gonna
be
kind of
you know what it is,
know what
yeah?
it is,
Do you know what it is?
I
Can I
know what
just-
you're getting at. I know what you're getting
no,
at.
can I just before you say
Yeah.
the reason why I chuckle or I even laugh at that is because when this is something that comes up, as opposed to just saying, yeah, that is a part of it, a lot of the times people say, yeah, everything, as opposed to just saying that. Do we find it that difficult to just say, yeah, it is a part of it?
I think it is.
Does that make sense?
But you know
Does
why?
that
It
make
makes
sense?
fully sense. But you know the reason why? We let you know that is because obviously if you say to me, is that, you know, one of the situations, I'm going to have to let you know, yes, as well as loads of other things as well, because I want to educate.
Yeah, we're not talking about loads of other things.
But we have to, because that we're talking about a situation
Yeah,
that
but I'm
involves.
talking about this.
Yeah, I'm fully aware of what you're speaking about, but I don't want you to think for 1 second that that is the sole situation.
Of course
which
not.
Is, so therefore,
That's why I said, does it play a part? I didn't say, is it?
I know, and that's why I said to you, as it plays a part. Yes, it does, as much as loads of other things play a part.
So why do we always have to add the extra other
Because
bit?
of the situations that we're in right now, where people are
Are
blaming.
we too defensive on
No,
this
because
thing?
niggas are blaming 6'7" for people going out here and stabbing people. Like, what the fuck?
No, of course not.
Music
It's not
has
their-
look.
It's
Let's,
not solely their fault.
let's keep it real. It's not their fault at all. Let's just keep it strictly
little
funky. It's not, man. Let's keep it funky. Music has ceilings. There's music that you play and associate with strip clubs. There's
I'm
music
joking,
that you
by the
play.
way.
I know you are. There's music that you have in old people's homes. There's music that you have when you're in a club. Music has ceilings. Unfortunately, the drill music ceiling is probably going to be them brothers that are a little bit angry and want to go out and do certain things. So they were angry before the drill music. That
Yeah,
just,
of course,
all that
yeah,
does
yeah.
is just heighten the way in which they feel.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
make them go, I'm going to go and kill someone.
That's my opinion is that as well still. I think, like slow jams or emotional music or whatever, yeah. If I'm feeling emotional and I'm playing slow jams, the music isn't making me feel emotional. It's just heightening how I feel. Do you get what I'm
Chucky,
saying?
the same way, you know, you're an R&B man, I'm an R&B man. So
Yeah.
we know when we had them conversations with girls on the phone and then they came out to our house, we knew they wanted to have sex with us, but we had to play a bit of H-Town to let them know this is the mood.
Yeah.
Come on, fam.
Literally, the H-Town, the vibe of the song and all of that
Would
when
heighten
you had-
what's already
of course,
there.
That's taking the semi to the hard vibe now. Do you get me? I was semi before. I've got the music on now. Now it's on.
Yeah.
The
Do you get what
music
I'm saying?
isn't solely responsible for you having sex,
No.
but it's played a
It played
part
a
in the
part,
situation,
of
like the
course.
wine,
And it's the
like
same-
the soft bed,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the satin sheets. They've all played a part in getting there.
Do you know what though? I'll tell you what is a
Satin,
problem.
cuz.
I'll tell you what is a problem. And something I've seen, is
Mm-hmm.
that certain man, when they're listening to certain music or whatever, and they're hearing certain things, and they want to be a part of, say they want to be an artist, sometimes some people feel like they have to do certain things so that they can rap about what they're talking about.
Yeah.
That's their
That's
problem.
a problem.
Listen, it is.
That's a
their
problem
problem.
because I've seen that.
That is their problem.
I've
but
seen that.
it's a
You know what,
becoming
bro?
a
I need to
widespread
punch man up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna punch man up and
So
write
I
about
do
it.
Yeah.
But Chucky, that person is conflicted in their mind anyway.
Yeah.
Without that situation of music, there would be another situation that would arise where they'll be conflicted as well. It's like we can't blame music. That's just, we can't do any of that.
I think it plays a part. So does films, though. You know, like anytime when people say, "Oh yeah, but why don't people talk about films?" I think, right, we could talk about films as well.
Everything.
Bro,
It's a digestive system. Whatever you take in, whether it's music, what you see when you're walking your area, your friends, everything you digest,
It's gonna play a part.
it plays a part in who you are. You know what I'm saying? If I was grew up in St. Albans all my life, I wouldn't be who I am right now. I may not be too dissimilar, but there would be a lot of changes.
When I was paid in full, I wanted to start moving bare packs. Man.
I can't watch them kind of films.
It's mad, innit?
I'll start phoning up for a brick. I need it now.
I rang up my brethren, yo. What have you got the thing?
Yeah.
Chucks, bro. What are you talking about?
Man's got to hit one
bro,
bank
man's
tonight.
got-
still.
yeah.
You know what, idiots. Absolute idiots.
He's like, what? What are you
But
talking
you know what it
about?
is?
What?
As humans,
the
yeah.
thing? Bro, are we going to church?
As humans,
are we
yeah,
going to church on Sunday?
we think we're impenetrable.
I ain't gone
innit?
church, by the
and
way,
our
but
minds are just sponges, literally. So you may think that you're not affected by the music that you're listening to, but you are, and it's shaping who you're becoming.
Not solely, but yeah.
Not solely,
Part
but
of
if
it.
like for example, I'm
Very- word
eclectic. I'm
selection's
very
important.
eclectic, so I listen to different music depending on how
Same.
I'm feeling.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. If I just listen to drill every day, all day, I might be different.
Yeah.
I might be. If I just
I'm going to
listen
be
to
honest,
gospel,
Dan. I'm going to be
if
honest
I
with
just
you.
listen to gospel
will be
all
different.
day, you'll be
But
different.
there's no
Yeah.
guarantee that you'll go out and shoot people.
Exactly,
DJ Academics
exactly.
really listens to drill
Okay.
music
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah,
and that
he's not
nigga
shooting no
doesn't
one.
look like he's shooting anyone. So
Yeah.
if it's in you, it's in you.
Yeah,
There will be
yeah.
situations that... Because what happened?
these
Do you
things
reckon that
amplify
little white
things.
boy that went and killed everyone in the fucking cinema who was listening to Chicago rap?
No, but he might have been listening to some mad rock music, though.
But so basically what I'm
He could
saying
have
to you
been
is...
listening to some absolute
Some-
cruddy
And he could have.
fucking...
My point is this though: there's loads of different influential things that play a part in an individual getting to that point.
Yeah.
We can't look at what they're doing at that point and say everything around this 25-year-old is solely responsible
No, of
for
course
that
not.
action.
We know that.
And also, there is no cure, and there is no like one solution because every different case is different. So when I was growing up here, by nature, I haven't grown up in a bad house. I grew up with proper people around me, like with my mum telling me the right things to do. My dad's like a straight down the line kind of guy. Like I didn't grow up in a bad household where I was subject to crime or like subject to all kind of like volatility. I had friends that were. I'm rolling with them, and to the average person on the road that looked at us, we are all the same person from the same environment, and we are the same. We're the same
to the
thing.
ignorant person. That is
Yeah, to the
right.
ignorant person. Sorry, but we are doing the same thing, and at that time, it looks like we are the same person, but we're the same person for a different reason. Some
Yeah.
people are that person because it's all they know.
Yeah.
Some people become that person because they
Peer
think it's
pressure.
cool. It's peer pressure. Or, like something horrible may have happened in their life. There's so many different things that make a person how they are
Yeah, of course.
that you can't even treat them the same way.
Yeah.
That's
For
why I don't
some
really
people, their uncle just sitting down to them and showing them, listen, let me show you where your life is going. Blah, blah. Sometimes that's enough. Other people might need to go jail. Other people might need that
So that's why I
solution.
don't
There
fully
is
agree with
no-
the jail system. Like, I know you have to be in prison for what
Yeah.
you do, and I understand the premise behind it. But the reason in which I committed my crime and you committed your crime is two different reasons,
Exactly.
but we're doing the same thing.
Exactly.
So it's like...
It's confusing.
Of course it's
Yeah.
confusing. So when I come out into the world, I haven't really learned anything. All I've known is if I do that, I go to prison.
Yeah.
But I've not been told why it was, but I've not told anything. No one's actually tried to help me.
Yeah.
What I have should be treated like an illness.
Yeah.
It should be something we're trying to cure, and we should be trying to help people, not incarcerate them every time they make a mistake.
Yeah.
I got a warning for fucking smoking weed, and I got these two officers looking at me like, do you know how bad it is? I'm like, bad to who? The government. Like, yeah. I said, well, I've committed a crime. I said, say in a year's time that it's legal, you won't have this approach with me. So basically, you're just a fucking sheep. Whatever the government says, that's all you do. And I understand it, but you don't have to have the attitude of it.
Yeah.
You can have your own beliefs and say, do you know what? I don't think smoking weed's bad, but this is what I have to do because it's my job. I'll respect you so much more.
I definitely don't believe that anyone should be going to jail for
No.
smoking weed
I mean,
or even
do you know
growing
what it is?
weed.
They have to create guidelines
but the
because
thing
it
is,
simplifies it for them.
but
Exactly.
if you commit something that is against the law of the land or whatever that is, and it is completely immoral, then yeah, I can see why the imprisonment
Yeah.
system
Would work.
would work.
Yeah.
But I still think that when you're in prison, I just think there should be people, and maybe I'm asking
Wait,
too
when you're in
much.
prison, you should definitely be like. There should definitely be. I don't know.
They should have programs set up to try and figure out how you've got to this point in your life and try and help you. So when you go
don't
out
agree
into the
with
world,
that.
There is.
Don't they do that? I'm sure they
Listen,
do
for
that.
most
That's
people,
good,
yeah.
I think it depends on the
It is
prison, but I'm
it
pretty
is
sure that they
it's-
do
it's
that.
rehabilitation. You're
Yeah.
supposed to go in jail.
Wasn't
and
it you
come
that
out
was saying
somebody
that to the
better.
other day?
what's that?
When I was saying to you that, like, I do believe in rehabilitation. Who was I talking?
You said it to me, and I was like, yeah, I agree as well.
Yeah, because I was saying that, like,
course.
the thing is,
That's good.
I know that in America, for example, you commit certain type of crime, you're going to jail for the rest of your life. Yeah. Now, for me, from an emotional point of view, if you do something to me that is fucking mad, then that's what I'm gonna probably want.
Exactly.
Innit? But if I take the emotion away from it, I do believe in rehabilitation.
Yeah,
and I do believe that some people can go to jail for an X amount of period of time
Yeah.
and come out and change, providing that they have the right, providing that there's something set up for them to help them in order to get their life on track.
I think it's
Tennessee
about
Williams.
knowing yourself, yeah?
Tennessee
It's
Williams?
about knowing
Who's
yourself.
Tennessee Williams?
What's that?
Tennessee Williams, the guy that started Bloods and Crips. Am I right in saying that?
I have no idea.
Google that, please.
But
I might be
either
wrong.
way, I think it's about knowing.
Start
Like,
writing
it's,
children's books.
like jail is a reflective time. Some people are able to reflect on the weekend. Some people are able to reflect just in life on the train on the way home from work, and they're cool. They know themselves pretty well. I feel like if I look at the crimes I've done, in my life, half of them is for peace,
What's the guy's name?
and the other half is just because I was just a little bit lost.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I feel like once people know who they are, it gives them a peace of mind, and the criminal mindset kind of stops a little bit, and you kind
Blood,
of.
I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah.
But it's all
Music for me,
individual.
Music for I know it's individual, but music for me does shit to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I will not take away from the fact that there's been times, for example, I'll mention a positive way. When I listened to 444 and I heard Jay
Tookie
say,
Williams, that's it.
okay.
Sorry.
When I listened to 444 and I heard Jay say, I'll be damned if I buy Belvedere when Puff's got Ciroc. That does something to me. Because I
feel good,
know
innit?
what he means by that.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I know what he's talking about.
exactly.
And for me, when I hear something like that,
It
that
makes
I
sense.
wake up in the day and I'm like, yeah. Like I really want to support my brothers. Do you get me? I really want to support Poet. I really want to support Ben or whoever it is.
And it's not a negative thing. It's like a
That's not a
positive
negative thing.
reinforcement.
But also, that's within me anyway.
Yeah.
Do you get me?
Naturally,
That's just how
it's
I
within you,
am
so it
naturally.
just enhances
so
it.
that just enhances that. Do you get me? But I'm sure that there's times where I know it's within you anyway. But when a man says raw,
Load up the shotty and do that.
you get
And
me?
yeah.
You think, you know what? I'm gonna leave my yard with the biggest thing today. Make one man say something. I'm chopping off a neck tonight.
But you know what it is though? Doing something bad is an effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
So therefore, it's a very, very conscious decision. So it's never, to me, the music is heightened it, but not really. Because if you set out to say I'm gonna go and duppy this you, all the music is doing is setting the scene.
Yeah.
It's not really heightening it because you already said I'm going to do this anyway.
Yeah, of course.
And there's certain niggas I know that when they're on crud, they're on crud.
Had they not have listened
They-
to that song though, that might not have been their
You're
vibe
a
today.
fucking idiot.
And if they made me listen
Get
to
out.
some Monica
out.
instead,
If they listen to 444, you know what I mean? Or if they, if they listen to a little,
Some slow
you know what I
jams.
mean? Little slow jams and that, a little Luther Vandross.
Tell a lie. I know a nigga that stays listening to slow jams and he will kill your
Yeah,
clock,
chop your
fam.
head
He'll
off.
chop your head
Yeah,
off, fam,
yeah,
if he's mad. So it's like, I just think these situations we have to understand they're more
Is he the
internal
minority?
problems. It's internal. I don't
yeah,
know.
it is.
I don't know a lot of bad words. I'm a really nice person. A lot of people have
Man's
internal
just trying to
problems.
protect his brands.
We've just got to help people and treat people like
It's a
people,
people
man.
thing, yeah. And I
Like
think
a person.
the sooner that everyone understands that everyone on this planet is connected, the
the
maybe
better it will be.
You see what I'm saying? Like I'm
I'm gonna say
all
though,
of these
man,
people,
some of these youths are
but I'm
fucked off
connected.
this drill thing. I know, bro. I know that it's in within them, and I know that some of them have got their own problems and that as well. Yeah, but I do think that, and I know that it's probably a minority, but it's like I think that some of them are. What's the terminology? Are imitating.
Yeah, well,
What is the right
art's
way?
meant to imitate real life.
Yeah, art intimidating real life.
Yeah.
And especially with some artists, because remember I said to you before, certain men are doing this just so that they can rap about
Yeah,
it.
the lines
not
have been
even
blurred
really
for
because that
years.
they are.
The lines have been blurred.
Yeah,
for years.
bruv, they just want to rap about it. Some of them might not even really want to stab no one.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm rolling with my thing so I could talk about it. It's there. At least I'm not
So
lying.
then what is he though?
What is he?
Very confused. Lost.
It's about finding
so
yourself.
without music,
Yeah.
he might have ended up doing something to somebody anyway.
Yeah.
Or
This
he,
is what you need to-
or he
this
might
you
have been
know
a
yourself
lawyer.
until you know
Or he might
yourself.
have been a lawyer.
He might have
never
been,
know.
but the thing is, that's what I'm saying to you, Chucky. So you see someone with me, there's no mites. This is what poets doing. That's it.
Yeah, but
'Cause
I
I'm
think
sure
it's
of
hard.
myself.
It's just, I hear that.
No,
but
but
that's
when
'cause
you're unsure of yourself, you might be several different things. You might be a lawyer.
You're
You
right.
might be a murderer. So we should go and deal with that person and say to them, look, man, it's about self-love. It's about understanding yourself. It's about knowing that not every path is yours. What's the path for you? What do you like? What do you enjoy? Not a lot of niggas get spoken to like that. When you're in school, you're dictated. You should do this. You should do that. Very rarely do people sit down with anyone, even at the age of 35. I can go and find some niggas, 35-year-olds. I'm not 35, by the way. I can go and find 35-year-olds and say to them, has anyone ever even said to you, what do you enjoy doing? Like, what do you love?
Yeah.
Where do you want to be in life? The niggas don't talk to people like that.
Yeah.
They're just like, you should do this. You should have a job. You should. That's how we're spoken to,
Yeah.
naggy and all of that. So when they feel
And
pressure
then
on
when they go out there here, yeah, I
Fuck
got
off,
my
Chucky.
thing and I got
Get
that.
out,
and I'm gonna-
man.
And that's, you know what I mean? That's what they're hearing.
I hate you.
Listen, it's not about love. And look, being
the truth,
happier,
though.
being happy
It's the truth.
feels better than being angry.
What's that?
Feeling happy is like better. It feels better than feeling angry.
Yeah,
all the
but you
time.
know what? The thing is, for some people, their idea of happiness is being out on the block with my ting, with my
It's not.
brethren.
It's
I
not.
don't think it is.
It's not. It's a misconception of happiness.
Exactly.
But it's not
that,
happiness.
Exactly.
But I'm saying to you right now, I don't want to tell you to anyone that that's not happiness. I know it because I've spoken to
I'm
several...
not telling them that that's what's happening. I'm
But you just
saying,
said some
no,
people's idea of happiness.
Exactly. Yeah, but I'm not saying that that's what is happiness. I'm
Oh,
saying
fair
that's what their idea
Yeah.
of happiness is. in
Well, I'm
their
here
head.
to tell
And
all
that's
of them
why I'm
people-
and that's why I'm telling you that there's times where, and I've mentioned earlier, that I'll be having conversations with certain men and looking at me like I'm nuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
But
I'm
you know why?
mad.
It's how my
Because
brother
you,
looks at
you
me.
know what it is? I don't have conversation. When I'm talking to somebody and I want them to get a point, all I do is question them. And I treat it like a situation where I say, my end goal is here, and I'm going to ask you several questions that's going to lead me to my point. And that's my point. And I'm never going to tell you anything. I'm just going to ask you. And then eventually, you're going to look at me and do that smile and be like, you're right. And then you're just going to say something ignorant like, I don't care, I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah,
just,
yeah, yeah.
But all I want you to know is that in this 1 5-minute situation,
Yeah.
you've acknowledged that what you're doing is wrong.
Yeah.
You just don't care. So
Yeah.
you now know you have the power of change.
Yeah.
And I will walk away from that situation. So,
So
every
what are
time
you?
say
What are you
this-
implying? What are you
that's the
implying
best
that
thing
I've
can
done?
do.
You ain't done
That's the
nothing.
best thing you
Okay,
can
so
do.
what was your point?
No,
Well,
my
for
point was
example-
you're giving the reference to the boy that's gonna do this
Yeah.
and do that and do that. I'm
So,
saying to you, they
listen.
they don't think that's happiness.
Yeah.
They just don't know any better. So when you show them, you're only leading them to something they already know.
Yeah.
It's just that they can't be asked to take it on because
Yeah.
of ego, because of all of this bullshit, distractions.
But I just mentioned that just so that like people understand that happiness is subjective. It's just that I
True
do not
happiness,
believe.
I don't believe is. I think true happiness is not subjective. It's just relative to the individual. So what I mean by that is true happiness is true happiness. You just explore it in different ways, but it doesn't separate it from being
That's
true
exactly
happiness.
exactly my point.
Well, I just want everyone to know true happiness is true happiness. So you see that, for example, the way I will feel about it, in terms of the stimulations I will feel, would be exactly the same as yours. It's just that you will express it through football, and I will express mine through
Exactly.
I don't know,
My
karate.
whole point.
Yeah, cool.
But
fair enough.
some man express that in not the positive
you-
way.
No,
Yeah.
but that's not true happiness. I'm saying to you, true happiness
not
exists
true,
as
yeah.
one form. It's not got any negative connotations attached to it. It's not
How-
true.
Why? How? Why? But
Because it's-
that's nurture.
True
So
happiness.
nurture you could nurture somebody into feeling like that is true happiness.
But
I'm
then
not saying that is.
into thinking. There you go. So into believing, but it's not true happiness because the moment they have to come to the realization that there's nothing good from that, they're just like, do you know what? I was never truly happy. It's like me, for example, in my last relationship. I was nurtured into believing, if we're going to use that term, that I was happy. But all the things that I was happy about were the same things that ended up making me unhappy later on in life.
Exactly.
So all that's happened to me, I've realized is I don't have a good understanding of myself.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've taken myself away and realized now the person I am, I'm not tolerating that shit. And I think a lot of people are just on that lost journey throughout their life where they don't have true happiness. They genuinely don't. They've just lived up to the things that they've seen throughout their life.
But
I'm
that's their idea of it though.
But it's not happiness. But I want you to know it's not happiness.
But come on, bro.
You know, you know.
That I'm just
You
telling
know,
you
yeah.
that I'm just making an argument that in their mind that's what they feel. But I obviously know that's not.
That is
that's
not
That's not
happiness,
true
bro.
happiness, isn't it? But
And
in
the
their
thing is,
head,
at 20
in
20
their
years
head,
old or 20
it
whatever
takes
age.
it takes conversation and it takes conversation and guidance for them to understand that it isn't. But the reality is is that some people feel like, yeah, this is my happiness.
And sometimes you
And
gotta live
actually
your
mean
life.
that.
You gotta live your life
until
and,
they're shown otherwise.
and wait until you work out that I wasn't happy 5 years ago.
Because look how much times, look how much times that man have like, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but there's been times where man have just been doing some absolute crud and actually happy doing that. But then you take them out, say like, for example, I might take them out on a tour with me. I'm out with an artist or whatever, and I take them out on a tour with me, and I've shown them something completely different, and I've shown them a life that they didn't even know existed. Now they're thinking, rah, I thought what I was doing was a vibe. I could actually do this and not even have no stress from it. Giggs
How
was
do you
the
have stress
Giggs
if
was the
you're
same
happy?
example.
But the thing is, you said no stress of it. This was so crazy. How can you be truly stressed and
be
truly
happy.
happy for a long period of time? I can understand you can be stressed because I love my job, but certain times it gets me stressed. But it won't be for a long period of time. A lot of these niggas tell me, Paul, every time I leave the house, I've got to leave with my burner.
Oh, that's a madness.
You can't live your life looking behind you and be happy. There's no happiness. And that stems down to even what we were talking about earlier in relationships. If you want to progress on from a situation and you claim you're happy in your relationship, but all you do is bring up the past, that means you're consistently looking over your shoulder. There's no happiness within looking over your shoulder. The only happiness you ever find is people beside you and walking forward. There's no happiness being behind someone. There's no happiness of looking behind and seeing who's behind you. The only true happiness you have is the people side by side with you. So you're side by side with me, Chucky. I'm not in front of you, you're not in front of me. I'm with my kids. I'm with my girl. I'm with all my friends. We're all side by side and we're going in the right direction. The moment someone's standing in front of us, or we look at them in front of us, jealousy might come out. The moment someone's behind us, we're apprehensive of what they're going to do to us to try and get our position. All of that is not happiness.